The food in the son's bowl didn't budge at all, but his parents were happily enjoying their meal. Out of nowhere, the father had a realization that the soup tonight tasted surprisingly really fragrant, almost like the rat poison they kept at home. It turns out their son Peter thought his parents had harmed his innocent sister, so he wanted to get revenge for her, but Peter's parents never told him he had a sister. That's because she had been locked away in the wall. What they didn't realize was that, not too long ago, that very sister was the one who found Peter. Peter heard odd sounds coming from the wall. Feeling curious, he tapped on the wall, and to his surprise, someone replied from the other side. He mentioned it to his mom, but when she knocked on the wall, she concluded it was just the old house creaking. Peter believed her, but the strange noises returned the following day. He called his dad, and his dad checked the wall, thinking it was just the mice making some strange noises. The following day, he and Peter placed some rat poison along the wall in the bedroom, but the strange noises didn't cease. There was a voice coming from the wall. It was a girl, a voice identifying herself as Peter's sister, kept away by her parents since she was young. Peter was intrigued and wanted to see his sister on the other side of the wall, but the sister said she was ugly and that she'd frighten Peter. If Peter made any sounds, it would give away their conversation. Peter kept reassuring her that he wouldn't be afraid. The sister finally relented and revealed that there was a small hole behind the wallpaper. Through that hole, he could see her face. Peter bent down and spotted that the corner of the wallpaper was slightly torn. There was a tiny hole, but it was so dark that he couldn't. I can't see any was his biological sister, whom he had never encountered before. His sister warned him that their parents were monsters who would eventually hurt him too. The missing kids from the neighborhood had all been killed by them, and their bodies were laid to rest in the family's yard. At first, Peter didn't buy what his sister was saying. However, after uncovering real remains in the yard, he slowly started to believe her claims. Peter pushed the clock aside. As he unlocked the door, he swung it open quickly, only to be confronted by a horrifying face staring back at him. He was terrified. He bolted, as bone-chilling laughter echoed from within. As Peter retreated into his room, he voices outside. It was heard voice of friends coming over to play with him. They noticed the door opened on its own and stepped inside. They had no idea that this decision would haunt them for the rest of their lives. One of the boys saw something moving on the piano, but just as he got closer, disaster struck. Peter finally came to the realization that his sister had been the real evil monster all along, without him even noticing. His sister had climbed onto Peter's bed, her hair untrimmed for 10 years, cascaded down to the floor. But when the hair was pushed aside, Peter stumbled upon a scene that filled him with dread.